All right, you've talked about how music stores aren't carrying the more aggressive music anymore.
Yeah.
That combined with, you all right?
Yeah.
That combined with the pirating problem in music right now is causing some problems, and you've taken a stand on one side of that. What would you like to say to people who probably can't grasp why pirating music is such a bad thing?
I would say that I'm sorry that you have this confusion, but my band was signed right when Napster started, so I was able to see what the music industry was and what it's become. You know, we were signed to Capitol Records after 4 shows with no demo, strictly on the power of our live performance, and on the belief by the A&R who signed us at that label that there would be people that would believe in our message. Now, a band like mine, if you break it down to this crazy, poetic, political, banshee screaming out lesbian, we're gonna sign you to a major label. That would never happen these days. You go out to any label, it sounds interesting, it sounds fascinating. Good luck with that, you know. You won't have, labels aren't taking chances anymore. They're not. They can't afford to. It doesn't hurt unsigned bands pirating because it kind of helps them get out. But so does YouTube. YouTube helps that. They put their music up on YouTube. Facebook helps that. Twitter helps that. So that's peer-to-peer file sharing is it's a relic. You know, maybe it helps places in like Iran, places that are Saudi Arabia where it's cut off. Okay, fine. That's a very small percentage, but the people that can actually go to YouTube and listen to an entire record that's been uploaded by the label or by somebody else to hear it, to listen to it on Pandora or Spotify for free, that negates your argument that music should be listened to for free on the internet. And why should it be free? Whoever said music should be free? Why should it be free? Did Picasso sell his paintings for free? Did Michelangelo? Michelangelo was a commissioned artist. They paid him to do that work. Nirvana didn't do free concerts. They didn't give their music away for free. The Doors didn't do that. Jimi Hendrix didn't do that. Van Halen didn't do that. Metallica didn't do that. And I'm not. And listen, middle class bands like mine, working class bands like mine, who've chosen, made the deliberate choice to stay underground. For 10 years now, we've stayed here, fighting our way the whole time. We haven't abandoned our fans. We haven't abandoned our sound. We didn't leave to go where we knew fans were, where they buy records, where the retail chains are saying like they're throwing extreme music in the trash because it's like nobody's buying the record. So why should I buy the product? Why should I try to resell it? I got to buy it from somebody and resell it in my stores. If it's not selling, why buy it? That's the reason why rap sells. That's the reason why they don't care what those cats are saying. People say, oh, they'll support these misogynists and the guns and all this and the rap music because it sells. It's about money. I mean, that's the reality, people. I mean, there's no fantasy about this. It's a company. They're trying to make money. I'm forever indebted to those who believed in our art and who believed in our music and who believed in what we do and have stood by us and stood with us. And I'm so thankful for that and thankful for the people, the label people that believed in us. I mean, I didn't think it would ever be possible. I just wanted to play live music. It wasn't in the cards, but it hurts middle class, mid-level, underground bands. And that's the truth. It doesn't hurt the big guys. And we play a lot of shows. And I look at these local bands and I think about them and what they have in store. What's their future going to be? It's going to be a long road for them, unfortunately, now because of where we are. More and more people are rejecting it, which I'm grateful for. They're starting to endorse their bands that they love and come to the shows and support it. Again, that argument, well, I come to your show, I pirate your music, but I come to your show where you're paying for the tour. It's a separate thing. There's producers and technicians and people who make the equipment and sound. They're all having to leave the music industry to go into make apps, make apps because that's where the money is. They have families, but they devoted their brilliance, their genius and all of that to this technology of music. And unfortunately they're they're losing their jobs. I mean, you rarely see a real studio anymore. Those in Los Angeles, those have just almost all closed down. There's only a handful of them left because, people don't have the budgets for them anymore because nobody's buying records. So because there's an investment that is made. That's how records are made. Record labels invest in a band, and they prompt them money so that they can make a record, and they pay the studios, and then they got to recoup that money from the record sales, and then hopefully the money gets back to the artists if they sell enough albums. That's the cycle. That's how the record industry works. And so if people don't buy records, then they're gonna, they're not gonna see a label taking a chance on a band that may or may not sell records. They're gonna go, ooh, Britney Spears sells records, we're going to sign out bands like hers. The Justin Bieber sells records, we're going to sign artists like him. Kanye West sells records, we're going to sign artists like him. But these screamo cats, they don't sell records, we're not going to worry about them anymore, and we're just going to be marginalized till we're an extreme underground, and it's our own people that are doing it to us. And that's what's so hurtful. So but we, as and I'm thinking a lot for these local bands, because the Otep Nation, our Otep tribe, we've got good people that believe in us, and they've stood by us, and I'm very grateful for that. Thank you so much for being with us and standing with us, and big middle finger. You talked about Hydra earlier. There was a lot of people, a lot of suits who didn't believe in Hydra. They told me I was crazy to make a concept record in this environment. It's all about numbers and percentages and shit to them. You're insane. You can't make a concept record. It's too artsy. It's too dark. It's too much for the people these days. And it's turned out to be my most critically acclaimed album. So
I'm glad you didn't listen to him.
Thank you.
So pretty much, if you're a real fan of the music and you want to support the music and the bands you listen to, buy the albums.
Sure. Yeah. Certainly buy the records.
All right. Well, you seem to have a lot of female-fronted bands on your tours, and female fans out in the crowd, more so than I would see at another metal show.
Yeah.
Do you book the female-fronted bands on purpose? Like, is there a reasoning behind that? And where do you think the female followership comes from?
Well, as far as the choosing our opening acts, I work with our booking agents on that, and I always ask for female-fronted acts, because we rarely get chances these days. It's rare that you see, female acts being main support for any serious, opening bands. It's rare that you see female-fronted acts that are on festivals, serious female acts on any festivals. We just don't get invited. So if ever I have the opportunity to give somebody the opportunities that I have, I will certainly try to grant them that. As far as female fans, I don't know. You also see a lot of gay fans coming out. You also see a lot of people from different ethnic backgrounds coming out, different religious beliefs coming out to our shows. I think it's because we have a very inclusive atmosphere. We all are welcome here. We want everybody to come out. Our songs are about overcoming obstacles and embracing the struggles in life, and knowing that you can do it, that we are warriors, and we thrive and we strive on obstacles. And without those challenges, then what is life? So I think that message appeals to a lot of people, from people who maybe we're the only aggressive band that they listen to. I get that a lot. And as far as I don't know, the diversity is definitely something that I'm very proud to see, and I know that a lot of bands that have come on tour with us before have always thanked us. Well, you guys got so many girls at your shows, and they're just so happy about that.
You are actually the first band of this kind that I listened to, and it opened up this whole new window for me. So it was back when the first album came out. Yeah. One last thing, the rumor of this being possibly the last album, you going on, moving on to other things, is there any truth in that, or is that?
Where'd you hear that?
Who
told you that?
The internet.
The internet. You see, I want to tell you earlier about that. Don't listen to people. This record just came out, and about 5-6 months ago, it didn't exist. It was just, it was in the empty spaces within my brain, and in the dark places within my soul. And so it didn't exist before that. The video, Apex Predator, just came out a month ago, And so we've only been on the road for about a month, I think. Yeah. So, for all me, and we're going to Australia, we're going to Mexico City, all these are beginnings for me. Talk about the end, to talk about over, I think is just silly right now for me. Otep, the project, not me, that's my name, but the project Otep has been wonderful to me. It's given me a life I never thought I'd have. Music has definitely done that for me, so I can never walk away from music. Absolutely not. There are other creative endeavors that I've been having to press away and push it on the back burner because of, I'm the kind of person that whatever is the tip of my spear, whatever is at the forefront at that moment, that's what gets all my attention. And the other things sort of just become, busy work to keep me from getting bored. So I've got like 3 different books I'm writing. I've got an audio book to work on. I've got a screenplay that's getting some attention back in Hollywood. I've got some other spoken stuff that I'm been trying to get done and finish this graphic novel. So I just want to once the ashes settle, once everything slows down from this record, from Hydra, then I'll be able to devote some time to those other creative animals and nourish them with what they deserve.
I'm looking forward to. If you have an audiobook, I'm gonna stick it in my my ears and go for a little trail run or something. I can't imagine what that would be like. Well, I want to thank you for taking the time to talk to us again. As always, it was my pleasure to come here and talk to you. I am the original Brad Otep.
I'm the original Otep.
And this is the Midweek Metal Fest on WLJS.